On Osrc News at 7, Ondo State Government wheels out activities to commemorate 50th anniversary of state creation. Calm returns to Ondo State College of Health Technology after students' protests. Lagos State Governor signs unprecedented 4.4 trillion naira budget into law. From the foreign scene, 13 South African school pupils die after minibus collides with lorry. Thank you for joining us tonight on the news. I'm Adebimpe Akindele. The Ondo State Government has unveiled a comprehensive program of activities to commemorate the 50th anniversary of its creation, a historic milestone that marks 5 decades of growth, resilience, cultural pride, and progressive governance. Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Taiwo Fashoraty, who is the chairman of the 50th anniversary, made the announcement after a meeting of anniversary committee. According to him, the Golden Jubilee celebration has been carefully structured to combine reflection, thanksgiving, intellectual engagement, cultural expression, and statewide participation. Blessing Obe reports.
Activities to mark the 50th anniversary will commence on Thursday, 29th January 2026 with a World Press Conference at the Banquet Hall of the Government House. This will be followed by Jumat service on Friday, 30th January 2026 at the Central Mosque, Akure. On Sunday, 1st February 2026, a Thanksgiving service will hold at St. Thomas Anglican Church, Isiko, Akure. On the anniversary day, Tuesday, 3rd February 2026, Governor Aiyedatiwa will address the people of the state through a state broadcast at 7 a.m. Later the same day, a state carnival event will take place at the Ondo State Sports Complex, Akure. The event will feature a carnival procession, the Sunshine Cultural Festival, mass choir performances, and other artistic displays. Major highlight of the anniversary is the public lecture scheduled for Monday, 2nd February at the Dome, Akure. The lecture, themed Ondo State Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow, will be delivered by Taiwo Oyedele, Chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee. The Golden Jubilee activities will conclude with a gala and award night at the Dome, Akure, where heroes and heroines of the state will be honored. The chairman of the committee, Dr. Taiwo Fashoraty, said the vision of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa is to honor the state's past while firmly positioning Ondo State for a more prosperous and sustainable future.
During this dry season, preparations against possible flooding ahead of the rainy season have become a priority across the state. Authorities are stepping up preventive actions, even as residents are urged to stop practices that worsen blockage of drains and environmental hazards. Omoriola Ngbeji takes a look at some prone areas in Akure, the state capital.
The dry season is traditionally the period for proactive measures to prevent flooding when the rains return. However, Ondo State remains one of the states annually listed among flood-prone areas in Nigeria. Experts attribute part of the recurring flooding to human activities, particularly the indiscriminate dumping of refuse in waterways and drainage canals. This practice obstructs free flow of water and increases the risk of flash floods during heavy rainfall.
All these dirties along the road, honestly, it's not speak well. It's not good at all, because apart from this causing the sickness to people, it's polluting the environment, smelly to me, it's not something that's so good. So government should find solution to it.
We met all these people dropping this. Here. We don't know. We have been shouting to them that they should not drop the refuse there. They continue dropping it every time. Most especially by the time the landlord, when they are passing this bridge, they will stop their cars and continue dropping refuse there. We need government assistance here.
People are dumping refuse along the road. Go to Badeshida Road, the garage. No, it's a bad habit. It's a bad, I condemn the action, it's a bad habit.
An environmental consultant, Dayo Ogedengbe, has warned that continued blockage of waterways poses serious threats to lives, property, and public health. He called on residents to adopt responsible waste disposal habits and support government's efforts towards environmental sanitation.
What causes flooding is via human activities. So flooding is not a natural disaster. Is a human-made disaster. It is only droughts, earthquake that are natural disaster. But when we talk about flooding, something must cause flooding. We are expecting everybody at this point to ensure that we prepare ourselves against coming rainy season. There was a report last year, the United Nations report about flooding, which Ondo State was even carved out as part of those states that will be affected by flooding in this last year. And this year we are expecting a report which will also exhort us from this flooding of the thing.
Meanwhile, the Ondo State government says it has commenced preventive measures to mitigate incessant flooding across the state. Technical assistant to Governor Ayedatiwa on erosion control and related matter, Elisha Ebijimi, posited that the silting and clearing of waterways have begun in parts of the southern senatorial districts, including Ilaje and Odigbo local government areas, as well as sections of Akure South.
Our work is going to be a marathon work. We don't have December, we don't have January. Our work is marathon to free our people on a flood. And we have said bye-bye to flooding on those states, and it's not coming back anymore. And we have started another operation early January this year. We started the work at Obanla. We are going to Enyala. So from Enyala to Obaile.
He assures that critical infrastructure, including the rebuilding of damaged culverts and drainage expansion, will receive adequate attention to ensure effective water flow during the rainy season.
We have challenges in Enyala. Enyala is a big area in Akure. The only water we have in Akure is Ala. And the Ayedu, I have make this provision for Ayedu. We need another big culvert in that area, and we are going to construct 6-meter culvert, and we have proposed concrete ties. We are going to do one or two concrete ties on those streets, and I believe that Enyala will be the first area to pick.
Authorities are urging residents to complement government efforts by keeping drainage channels clear as collective responsibility remains key to prevent avoidable flood disasters in the state. Omoyola Mbeji, OSRC News.
Commenting on those State has called for calm among students of College of Health Technology in Akure following their protest over basic campus amenities. Commissioner for Health Banji Ajaka, accompanied by Permanent Secretary Adeniran Ikomola, visited the institution to engage school management and the students in union peace talks. He conducted an on-site assessment of complaints and assured students of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's commitment to a robust health sector, prioritizing welfare and learning environments. Adaka, who stated that protest will not solve issues, expressed government's commitment to addressing all demands promptly, urging for patience. Meanwhile, as at news time, normal activities have resumed peacefully in the college. The National Youth Service Corps NYSC has released the deployment details for its 2026 Batch A Stream 1 prospective corps members, confirming that call-up letters are now available. The scheme said some prospective corps members posted to Lagos State and the Federal Capital Territory will undergo their orientation programs in neighboring states. NYSC noted that camp capacity limitations informed the decision, explaining that only about 40% of registered prospective corps members can be accommodated for the upcoming orientation program. It also issued a travel advisory to prospective corps members, advising them not to travel at night to the orientation camp. The NYSC said it would not tolerate any form of indiscipline as the 2026 Batch A orientation course for new corps members begins nationwide on Wednesday, January 21. Experts prefer way out of insecurity. That's after the break. Welcome back. For feedback and comments, visit the station website TV. You can watch us live on our digital channel Moreplex 720 on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has signed the 4.4 trillion 2026 budget into law. The House of Assembly had earlier passed the budget, tagged Budget of Shared Prosperity, approving a bill authorizing the issuance and appropriation of approximately 4 trillion 444 billion 509 million naira for the 2026 fiscal year. Sanwo-Olu said the budget was designed to promote prosperity and build a Lagos that benefits all residents. He added that the budget is anchored on 4 pillars, which are human-centered approach, modern infrastructure, a thriving economy, and effective governance. The 35th President of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Ali Rabiu, has applauded President Bola Tinubu for the Buy Nigeria First initiative, describing it as a transformative move capable of positioning the country a true giant of Africa. Rabiu made the disclosure at his inauguration, where he also said major infrastructure projects worth trillions of naira were being executed without adequate involvement of Nigerian engineers, contrary to existing laws. He argued that the practice of engaging external consultants to design, supervise, and provide independent professional opinions in public infrastructure delivery is globally accepted as best practice. The NSC president emphasized the need for ministries, departments, and agencies to engage Nigerian engineering professionals from project conception through completion. Insecurity remains one of Nigeria's most pressing crises, with millions of citizens affected by kidnapping, armed robbery, communal violence, and other crimes. Experts express worries that without fundamental reforms, the safety of lives and property will continue to be at grave risk. Joy Pius reports.
Nigeria's security challenge has reached alarming levels. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, an estimated 51.9 million crime incidents were experienced by households between 2023 and 2024, with more than 2.2 million kidnapping cases reported nationwide during the same period. On average, victims paid about 2.7 million naira in ransom per incident, costing Nigerians over 2.2 trillion naira in ransom payments. Security analysts also noted a surge in violent crime. In a recent 6-month assessment, experts reported at least 6,800 Nigerians killed and more than 5,400 abducted in 2025 alone due to insurgency and criminal violence. This perhaps strengthened calls from residents, security experts, and community leaders, especially in Ondo State, for an effective system of community and state policing. A framework, they argued, could be a game changer for security in Nigeria. Stakeholders say involving local communities in policing efforts would improve intelligence gathering and early threat detection, speed up responses to criminal activities, and build much-needed trust between citizens and security forces. They argued that state policing and its localized focus could complement federal agencies and reduce response times, especially in rural and hard-to-reach areas.
The questions about the state policing, I think, is a welcome development, because the police cannot do the issue of security alone. They need the public. Police cannot do everything. They depend on us in the community. We are the people that will give them sensitive information which they will act upon.
They have been clamoring for this state police for a very long time because of proximity. People that are within your state understand the politics of the state, the terrain, the peculiarities, the culture, and everything, they understand it. So when you have police at that level, the work becomes more efficient.
Security experts also highlight that community-based policing initiatives could offer socioeconomic benefits by creating jobs for local youths, reducing reliance on federal security agencies, and promoting accountability at the grassroots level.
They've been so wonderful, the local vigilantes. We've embarked on community engagements cut across Ondo State. When you talk about inclusivity, we look at it, fighting crime is not exclusively for police. Everybody must play his part nicely, and that's why we enjoy that peace we are enjoying.
Policing is a joint one. It's a responsibility of every one of us. Please, come together. Let us police this state together.
However, they cautioned that without strong safeguards against political interference and corruption, the initiative could falter, undermining public confidence in the very system meant to protect them.
Community police is very good. And then for protection, and then to know whereabouts of the criminals in our communities. The only problem that is there is that we can beg government to not let politicians to use them against anybody.
They urged the active involvement of traditional rulers, civil society, and local leaders in shaping and overseeing the policing structures to ensure fairness and effectiveness. With proper implementation, adequate funding and robust oversight, proponents say community and state policing can help transform Nigeria's security architecture, restoring public confidence, reducing crime rates, and making communities safer across Ondo State and the entire nation. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
President Bola Tinubu has ordered a full investigation into the gruesome killing of a housewife, Fatima Abubakar, and her 6 children in a community in Kano State. The President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said Tinubu condemned the attack, describing it as barbaric, and condoled with the bereaved family. Tinubu also commended the police for the swift arrest of the principal suspects and directed security agencies to ensure diligent prosecution, while assuring Nigerians of federal government's commitment to protecting lives and property, warning that such acts of violence would not be tolerated. The victims, identified as Fatima Abubakar and her children, were attacked at their residence by suspected hoodlums who reportedly broke into the house and inflicted fatal injuries using dangerous weapons. The Rivers State Police has confirmed the arrest of one of its officers, Inspector Victor Okus, for shooting 2 of his colleagues at a popular supermarket in Port Harcourt. Spokesman for the command said the incident occurred while the affected officers attached to the 14 Police Mobile Force, Yola, were on joint guard duty with military personnel in Port Harcourt. The police identified the victims as Ibrahim Sani and Daniel Dauda. The State Command said the remains of Sani have been subsequently deposited at the military hospital mortuary for preservation, while Dauda is still receiving medical treatment in hospital. The Isikon community in Akure South local government area of Ondo State has announced the death of the Olori Omowa of Isikon, Durojaye Ariyo, aged 110. One of his son, who is head of reportorial of West Housing News Department, said, Kuli Ariyo said, Pa Ariyo died early this morning at his residence in Isikon. Until his death, he held the revered traditional title of Olori Omowa, the head of all princes and princesses of Isikon, a position that placed him at the heart of the town's royal institution. Reacting to the loss, the Iralipo of Isikon, Oba Oluwagbemiga Olofi Adimula, described Pa Ariyo a bona fide prince of Isikon and thanked God for his long and impactful life. Residents, royal families, and traditional chiefs have continued to pay glowing tributes, describing the late Pa Ariyo a calm, principled leader whose life was devoted to peace, unity, and the preservation of Isikon's cultural heritage. Moving to the foreign scene, 13 school pupils have died in South Africa after the minibus they were traveling in collided with a lorry south of the city of Johannesburg. Local education authorities said 11 students died at the scene, while 2 succumbed to their injuries later on. Police spokesperson added that the minibus driver crashed into the lorry after attempting to overtake 2 vehicles. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa described the crash distressing and directed that a case of culpable homicide should be opened against the bus driver. Israeli settlers have attacked the Palestinian Bedouin community in the occupied West Bank, setting several homes on fire, leaving at least 9 people injured. They were said to be smashing the pole on which a surveillance camera was mounted. The camera keeps rolling. The CCTV cameras were broken. Report is presented by Adewumi Taiwo.
This is a Palestinian community on fire, and it's not the first time it got touched by Israeli settlers. Dozens of mass settlers are seen here, burning homes and vehicles in Kali Sidra, northeast of Jerusalem, in the occupied West Bank. What is not filmed is attack on a couple staying in their home. 2 other solidarity activists were also assaulted, trying to erase their footprints. They are smashing the pole on which a surveillance camera was mounted. The camera keeps rolling. Other CCTV cameras were broken. People say when they have evidence, the Israeli army won't help stop settler violence. 4 people were taken to hospital. The rest suffered smoke and pepper spray inhalation.
If this home is being attacked and I want to save the people there, I cannot. The settlers came from all sides. You can't even defend yourself, let alone defending others.
It could have been worse. Yusuf Kabin says the families moved out, the women and children, months ago. A similar housing attack last October left 6 homes destroyed, 2 people injured and dozens of sheep stolen. Residents tell us trying to survive and stay on their land with little protection and almost no help. The community is now surrounded by at least 5 illegal Israeli settlement outposts. It is story repeated across the occupied West Bank. A pattern, a clear message, leave or else. Adewumi Taiwo, Osrc News.
To end the news, here again are the main points. Ondo State Government has rolled out a program of activities to mark its 50th anniversary. According to the chairman of the anniversary, Dr. Taiwo Fashionati, the Golden Jubilee will begin with a World Press Conference on Thursday, 29th January. Normal activities have resumed at Ondo State College of Health Technology, Akure, after the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Banji Ajaka, engaged the school management and the protesting students in peace talks. And from the foreign scene, 13 school pupils in South Africa have died after the minibus they were traveling in collided with a lorry in Johannesburg. Thank you for being there. Good evening.
Go.